Hello everybody and welcome to Sim Race TV. Tonight we are coming to you live from Lanier. It's Slide Job Sunday. That's right, Twisted Motorsports Slide Job Sunday, the 305 sprint car, the JIR 305 sprint car series here. Race number 3 tonight. And of course, I'm Jay Weezy up here in the SRTV network booth, bringing you this live action from Lanier Speedway. Let's see what we got out there on the track right now. Bryce Bailey looks like to be the fastest one on the racetrack. He's got a 12.946 that's holding him up on top of the leaderboard right now. And we'll take a look at some of the other drivers out there while we got a chance to do that. Bryce Bailey, Joe Moeller, Justin Williams, Robert Satterfield, Dan Cummings Jr. You got Ryan Stillwell, Garrett Nieberge, Blake Deppinett, Bryant Weideman, and Jacob Todd is your top 10. And you got Anderson, Edwards, Berger, Shockley, Prilliman, Cottle, Johns, Isabel, Ferguson, and Calavoda rounding out the top 20. And we'll keep going. Let's find out how many's here. Right now, 28 cars have been out on the racetrack to run a track, and then it looks like Trevor Shaw, Randy Rockwell haven't been out. Neither has Joe Isabel, Josh Gaiman, or JD Brown. So we got a lot of fast drivers here tonight. And we got about 11 minutes left in practice. And if you look at the description of this video, Heath, or go to iRacingMonstersOfDirt.com and get enrolled in this great league over here. They do a lot of great things, have a lot of good racing. They race across the board, man. They do asphalt on Saturdays with the pricks of pavement. And of course, Sundays is Slide Job Sundays. Mondays, they run street stocks. Tuesdays, they run limited late models with the Crate Escape Limited Late Model Series. On a Wednesday is the Checkers and Wreckers Pro Late Model All-Star Series. And I'm not sure what they do on Thursday, to be honest with you. And let's just keep it real. Not sure how they do it or what they do on Thursday. Let's take a lap around here at Lanier. Let's see who's on the racetrack. DCJ, Dan Cummings Jr. Let's go on board with DCJ and find out what it's like here at Lanier. All right, old DCJ putting some lap times down. As you see, he is sitting 5th fastest on the speed charts with a 13.070. We're under 10 minutes left in practice. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about as we talk about what's going on here with Slide Job Sundays. And of course, right after this is the 360, the JIR Motorsports 360 Sprint Car Series. And last week, Dylan Hauser got the win at the Chili Bowl here in the 305s, and at Fairbury, it was Hayden Cardwell. He got the win in those 360 sprint car machines. Jeremy Zarfos has got a win, and Hayden Cardwell's got 2 wins, Dylan Hauser. So you got 3 different winners out of the last 4 races. And of course, next week, we will be at Eldora. Then we're going to move on to Kokomo. That's what it's like here for the 305 sprint cars. And also, a little bit more about this is the point standings, which is interesting. Let's take a look at the points. As you see it right there on your screen. Bryce Bailey, Ryan Stillwell, the top 2 in the points, only separated by 10. Then you got Austin Anderson and JD Brown that are both tied for that number 3 spot. Brandon Proudfoot, Josh Gaiman, Joe Isabel, and Jeremy Zarfos is going to round out the top 8 drivers in points, because I didn't want to do the top 10, give everybody more incentive into wanting to get up into the top 8, man. Everybody wanted to get in the top 10. Well, let's just do 8 then. Get in the top 8. That is the point standings for the 305 Sprint Car Series here for the Monsters of Dirt Twisted Motorsports Slide Job Sunday. the JIR Motorsports 305 Sprint Car Series. That's a mouthful, to say the least. And we're still watching the drivers out on the racetrack. Justin Williams is the man behind the wheel in that 20 car. And he is sitting third fastest here in practice. We're going to move on to qualifying. We got a lot of great stuff going on here tonight. Slide Job Sunday, 7.5 minutes. Get your drinks, your chips, whatever you may need, because this one's going to get dirty tonight. All right, first and foremost, thanks to everybody for coming out here tonight. Let's look at some of the drivers' paint jobs. Let's do that. How about it? Justin Williams, the 20 machine. Used to seeing him in the 10, I believe, but that's all good. Bryce Bailey in that number 11. Actually, before we do that, let's get the paints loaded in. How about that? That'd be probably the best idea. A little ahead of myself. Yeah, I kind of wait to load the paint jobs up because I want to wait till a lot of the drivers get registered. Some drivers wait to the last minute, so we wait till the last minute. That's just how it goes here. Lanier, look at it. That's where we're at tonight. A 3/8 mile dirt oval here. It's going to be a show. I heard that the cars are going to be on the bottom. What do you think? On your screen, all the people to help make it possible for the
Monsters of Dirt.
That's right. Checkers and Wreckers, Dark Horse Motorsports, AC2 Skins, and of course, iRace and iFlag, Ryan Ray, Plumbing Services, Twisted Motorsports, Black and White Sports, JIR Motorsports, and E Construction Materials. The Hub Racing giveaways. Check out the Hub. You want to get in on some giveaways. I'm not a fan of that myself. I like to gamble, but not a whole lot. All right, who we got out there? It looks like Jake Hoffman. And I believe the paints are updated now. So once the drivers get in their car, it'll load those paints in. 4 minutes left here in practice. Race number 3 tonight for the Monsters of Dirt. Slide Job Sunday. Great show today, Tom and Howdy. You guys were awesome. A lot of good information tonight, or this morning. I enjoyed the show, and I was telling John earlier today. I said, you know, the funniest part about the show for me was when Tom Racker said, "Hey man, I was racing with John and told him, you know, I'm gonna throw his slider." He said, I feel like I'm ready for it. I done practiced it. I imagined it in my head. I think I can do it." He said, and I sent it and I knocked him into the wall, and John said I took him out, and he said, "Hey bud, look, if you were running in the back with me, you wasn't in the race anyways." Oh man, that one got me going right there. That was very funny, and it's always good to laugh. I enjoy a little humor. A lot of people ain't very humorous. Let's look at some paint jobs. I know they ain't loaded up for most drivers. Yeah, so that's not going to work. There he is. What up, howdy? How you doing, buddy? I hope you didn't miss what I just said. You guys had a great show, man, today. We're just waiting. Got in a little early, gave all the good information, so now we're just kind of kicked back, waiting for qualifying. Who you think's going to get here in qualifying, man? I tell you what, Bryce Bailey has held that #1 spot here all the whole time I've been looking out there. So, you think he can do it again in qualifying? Does the track reset? How about that? Does the track reset? It does. Qualifying will start at 5%. That's how it's set up here. And tonight is fixed here in the 305 series. It's for all you guys that don't build setups like me. This one is for you. Unfortunately, 360s are open setup, but I heard through the grapevine that if the racing don't get any better, they're going to switch that to fixed. So you boys better step it up out there in them 360s. Having a little bit too many cautions out there. VR is, yeah, and I told you in that practice race for the Pricks of Pavement that I said, hey man, you in VR? You said, nah. I said, well, there's your first regret. Not putting it right on and getting to it. And then your second regret is not getting it sooner. So, you know, a lot of guys like triples. A lot of people like VR. I'm more of a VR kind of person. It's actually cheaper than 3 monitors. Because I would get 3 good monitors, of course. All right, practice is over, and you know what time it is. It's time to qualify here for the
Monsters of Dirt.
Twisted Motorsports JIR Motorsports 305 Sprint Car Series at Lanier. It's race number 3. Let's do it. Blake Deppin, the first one across my hit list of drivers that are headed out on the racetrack. He was actually one of the quickest one out on the track, so we went with him first. And let's see, sitting. Put this driver information up so we can see it. All right, we're losing him, so we're going to have to go with our pole sitter. Right now, it's Anthony Cotto, the 99, sitting on the pole. Fast lap of 13.029. Robert Satterfield puts his up in second with a 13.059. Josh Indyk sitting in third right now. And then here comes DCJ to switch things up along with JD Brown. Daniel Cummings Jr. puts it in third, and JD Brown puts it in fourth. And Jeremy Isabel up in the top 5 until Steven Calavoda comes through. He's sitting fourth right now. Anthony Cottle still still sitting on the pole, but the second position has changed. The second fastest time tonight here, Josh Gaiman, until Dustin Helms comes through. The champ, baby. He won the championship in the 305s. Bryce Bailey does it. He hangs out and waits a little bit before he goes out on the track to smash that #1 time of 13.029. He put down a 12.963, and he is looking good out on the racetrack. JIR Motorsports on the side, or on the front and the side and all over that thing. So it looks like JIR is going to be on the pole with that number 11 machine of Bryce Bailey. Hayden Cardwell moves it up into 7th. And we're coming up on halfway here in qualifying, and most of the drivers have already been out on the racetrack. Hayden Cardwell, 13.000, puts him up in the number 2 spot. 000. John Etheridge out there now qualifying, currently sitting 22nd with a 2.52. And he's going to shut it down. We got things happening up here. Also in 10th, Austin Anderson, 13,083 for Austin to put himself in the top 10. All right, Dustin Hall out on the racetrack right now. Currently 13.348 is 36 fast for Dustin Hall. So he must have had some kind of trouble in qualifying. Ryan Honeycutt sitting 29, 13.2. It's a 275 there for him. Brent Allen sitting 41st, 13,647 for Brent Allen. And Dan Stevens, 42nd, quick with a 13,704. We got Jason Ferguson and Bailey Hipp still out there on the racetrack qualifying. Bailey's first time by will be this time. Let's see what he can throw down here. Or unless he, all right, 13,325 for Bailey Hipp. And he's representing the 49 car. All right, Bryce Bailey is your pole sitter. Looking good. Sitting down at the end of pit road. Looks like he's going to have this thing locked up. And he's got a number 2 on the side of that thing. JIR Motorsports, Monsters of Dirt, all kinds of good logos on that thing. Joe Isabel, he's out there. He's trying to get him a quick time in. Right now, we're watching him, I believe, his first lap. So we get to see it all live here. Joe Isabel coming through turns 3 and 4 to the start-finish line. Right at the end of qualifying. 13.763 is going to be 46 fast for Joe Isabel. So let's take a look at how it turned out for these guys. Bryce Bailey with that 963. You got Chris Sabaske that snuck it on in there in second with a 977. Hayden Cardwell with a 13 flat. Your top 3 drivers in qualifying. As we move on to heat race number 1 for tonight to kick off Slide Job Sunday, JIR Motorsports 305 Sprint Car Series. Drivers are ready to go out on the racetrack, and I'm ready to watch them. Are you? Let's take a look at who's in this one. Bryce Bailey will be on the pole, as you already know, and you got Dustin Helms, the current champ, trying to defend his title here in the 305 Sprint Car Series. That is your first row. Second row is going to be Austin Anderson. He's in the number 23 machine. We got JD Brown in the 14, going to be alongside him. Row number 3 is going to be Ryan Smith and Justin Williams. And row number 4, we got John Etheridge and Ryan Honeycutt. Then we got row number 5, Ross Carenta and Dustin Hall is going to be in row 5. And row 6, James Johns and Jason Ferguson. It's going to do it. 12 drivers. 5 drivers will transfer tonight. You want to see something cool? Watch this. There we go. That's something you ain't got in virtual reality right there. Zoom, no such thing. Understandably. All right, they're ready to go. Pace Truck's not ready. They're like, come on, let's get this show on the road. And I am too. I'm excited to see this one. And my pick tonight's going to be Austin Anderson. Although Bryce Bailey is the fastest driver here in practice and in qualifying, it's hard to go against Bryce Bailey. But you know how I do it. I try not to pick the pole sitter in these races. I'm always a big fan of the underdog. So we'll see what happens here. Dustin Helms going to be sitting in second. He's another. All right, so can I pick 2? Come on, Mom. Let me get 2 of them. Or 3. Can I get 3? Because I would love to pick Dustin Helms and JD Brown as well. All right, let's see who we got. Who's your pick? Ray Riggleman says downtown JD Brown. So, well, that's a phenomenal pick. Chris Warren says Austin Anderson. So does Maggie Stevenson. She said Austin Anderson too. Green flag waves. We're racing. Heat race number 1. Bryce Bailey off to a good start. It's going to leave them side by side behind him. Dustin Helms and Austin Anderson are going to battle for that number 2 spot as they get things sorted out. John Etheridge goes around in the back, the 421 machine, and Austin Anderson going to take control of that number 2 spot there with the momentum off of the corner. Dustin Helms sitting 3rd. And also JD Brown is in 5th. Justin Williams is 4th. Sorry, I said that backwards, but your top 5 transfer spots is Bailey, Anderson, Helms, Williams, and Brown right now. Ross Carrenta, the first one on the below that cutoff line, and we'll show you that right here, but I don't like putting that on the screen a whole lot. Takes up some of the racing. I want to see it all. We're watching the Carolina Flyer right there. Dustin Helms sitting good in that number 3 spot as Bryce Bailey leads laps. Austin Anderson hot on this trail, but not going to have enough time here. With 3 laps to go, let's look at that final transfer spot because JD Brown's holding on to it and Ross Carrenta is wanting up in there. He's trying to get him a spot in the feature here tonight, which is going to be awesome. And I heard that they're going to be running down on the bottom, so that sounds good for downtown JD Brown. But first, he's got to make the show. Right now, he's looking good. Can he hold off Ross Carrenta for one more lap and maintain that final transfer spot? Here comes Ross to the inside. He wants us at least to take a shot at it. Not going to be able to get it done. Bryce Bailey will, though, with the win for heat race number 1. Austin Anderson, Dustin Helms, Justin Williams, and JD Brown's your top 5 transfer spots. Starting off in heat race number 2 on the pole, Chris Sabaske. He's going to have Garrett Nieberge on his outside. Row number 2 is going to be Dan Cummings Jr. and Ryan Stillwell. And in row number 3, we got Chris Berger and Jacob Todd. Row number 4 is going to be Trevor Shaw and Jacob Prilleman. Row number 5 is going to be Bryce Wold and Randy Rockwell. And in that 6th row, we got Sean Stevens and Jimmy Barr. Last but not least, no, that's it. 6 rows, 12 drivers, and 5 will transfer. Who you think it's going to be as they get set to go green this time by up front? Our leader, Chris Sabaske, going to send them off into turn number 1. And we are getting dirty. They keep it together and keep it off of each other. DCJ has got the flames all over that top wing, sitting in 4th right now. Ryan Stillwell right in front of him, along as our leader, Chris Sabaske and Garrett Nieberge right now. Jacob Todd in that final transfer spot. Top 4, pretty much single file. And Jacob Todd's following in line. Right behind him is a side-by-side battle. Chris Berger and Trevor Shaw going at it. And they're looking to move up into the top 5 where Jacob Todd is. We're going to watch this battle between Chris Berger and Jacob Todd for that 5th spot. Chris Berger and Trevor Shaw for a chance to get at Jacob Todd and maybe get into that 5th and final transfer spot. Some pretty good, clean racing going on right here. This time by, it's 3 laps to go for Chris Sabasquez. He's led every lap so far, and he's got a 0.7 of a second lead over Ryan Stillwell. Ryan Stillwell's only 0.2 behind Garrett Nieberge, but those two guys are safe. Oh no, looks like we almost had trouble. DCJ kept it off of Ryan Stillwell, but that slowed him down. He was sitting in that 3rd spot. He's gonna fall back into that into 4th, where he was riding earlier when he seen him, and off of turn number 4. The win's gonna go to Chris Sabasquez, Ryan Stillwell, Garrett Nieberge, Daniel Cummings Jr., and Jacob Todd. Your top 5. All right, get ready, because heat race number 3 is about to kick off, and we got drivers down there waiting, ready to go for this one. And so am I. So let's do it. Your starting grid for heat race number 3 is going to be Hayden Cardwell on the front row with Josh Gaiman, the champ from the 360 Sprint Car Series, the JIR Motorsports 360 Series. And in row number 2, you're going to have Al Baducci and Jeremy Isabel. Row 3, going to be Brian Weideman and GJ Boydell. Row number 4, you got Rodney Shockley and Blake Depp in it. Row 5, Bailey Hipp and Stephen Messick Jr. And then that final row is going to be Brent Allen and Joey Durbin. Bailey Hipp is not in this heat race, so don't pick him. He did not make the grid, possibly some kind of an issue on his end. Not sure what's going on there with Bailey Hipp, but if your money's on Bailey, I'm sorry, he didn't show up, or he had an issue. All right, here we go. Green flag about to fly. Hayden Cardwell's your leader, and he gets it started off here for heat race number 3. Single file up front. Top 5 is going to advance. Josh Gaiman with a wiggle off of turn, was that turn 4? All right, coming up on halfway in this one, Hayden Cardwell, Josh Gaiman, Al Baducci, Jeremy Isabel, and Brian Weideman in your top 5 as it sits right now. Brian Weideman in that final transfer spot. He's got GJ Boydell behind him. GJ trying to jump up into the top 5 and lock himself into the feature tonight. Got a lot of room to make up there. Not sure if he's going to be able to get it done. Let's go take a look at these guys up front. We got a battle between Josh Gaiman and Hayden Cardwell for the win for that number 1 spot. Gaiman down on the bottom. Hayden Cardwell using that top side, trying to ride the rim around. He's got that momentum built up. Will lead that time by and take the white flag for the final lap here at Lanier for heat race number 3. Off of turn number 4. Going to be Hayden Cardwell as your winner for heat race number 3, and also Josh Gaiman, Al Baducci, Jeremy Isabel, and Brian Weideman will advance and transfer into the feature race tonight. Moving on, heat race number 4. Pretty good racing going on here so far by these guys, and I appreciate that. I hear you, Maggie. She said, Austin, I mean, third place is cool and all, but if you ain't first, you're last. Pick it up. That's right. Pick it up. All right, heat race number 4. Let's see who's in it. How about that? Your starting grid for heat race number 4 is going to be Anthony Cottle sitting on row 1 in the number 1 spot with Robert Satterfield alongside him. And in row number 2, we're going to have Steven Calavoda and Josh Indick. Row number 3, Eddie Underwood and Cole Edwards. Cole Edwards not in the race, actually. Joe Moeller and Jake Hoffman is going to consist of row number 4. Cole Edwards supposed to start 6th, so everybody third row back gained a spot. Either way, Jason McSparron and Joe Isabel's going to be in row 5, and in the final row tonight, Dan Stevens is going to be in that caboose position. As we get set to go green and race for heat race number 4. Here we go. 3 wide battle there in the turn number 1. Anthony, we got the Steven Calavoda in that lime green machine there running the bottom up front. You got Robert Satterfield in that red 55 machine shining and blinding out there. Anthony Cottle's your leader. And right behind them, the 714 is Josh Indick running that white and purple machine up on the high side. Oh, a little contact between the 30 of Steven Calavoda. Looked like Josh Indick, but that didn't slow him down much. Everything's going as planned here tonight. As I'm saying that, I'm talking about for SR TV Network. Last week was a bit of a letdown. Oh, the 4 is going to give up a transfer spot doing that. That was Eddie Underwood. As we continue to watch this battle, you got Robert Satterfield battling with Anthony Cottle there for the number 1 spot here, coming to 2 to go. Cottle with the momentum on the high side. Seems to be paying off running that top. Satterfield making moves down on the bottom. He's looking good down there. Just can't get that momentum up enough. He might have it this time by. Z almost had it last time. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Satterfield on the bottom, the 99 of Cottle. Satterfield's gonna get it from Cottle after hit led all those laps. We got a winner here. The 55 of Robert Satterfield locks himself in, along with Anthony Cottle, Josh Indick, Steven Calavoda, and Jake Hoffman. It's your top 5 transfer cars. The C main about to kick off. This is where it gets interesting. This does have cautions, by the way, so we may be under caution here tonight. And also the top 4 are going to transfer to the B main and try to get a shot at this. They're going to take 5 more in the B main, so we'll see what happens. Let's do our starting grid for the C main, where 4 drivers will move on to the B. Jimmy Barr is going to be on the front row, sending us to the green flag. Rodney Shockley is going to be alongside him in row 1. Row 2 is going to be Joel Muller and James Johns. Row number 3, we got Bryce Wold and Joey Durbin. Row number 4, we got Cole Edwards and Jason Ferguson. Row 5, we got Sean Stevens on the inside with Stephen Messick Jr. on his outside. Some of these drivers not in here, and I'll fill you in on that. Joe Isabel and John Etheridge are scheduled to be in row number 6. And row number 7, Randy Rockwell and Bailey Hipp. It's going to round out your field. Now let's talk about who's not in this one. Cole Edwards not in this one. Joe Isabel not in this one. Bailey Hipp not in this one. So 3 drivers that were shown in the starting grid that are not in this. And that is the 29 of Cole Edwards, Joe Isabel, and Bailey Hipp. Green flag waves for the C main, and not a good start by that 46 of Jimmy Barr. He was a little hesitant to get going, and Rodney Shockley took good advantage of that. He is out to the front of the pack, leading these babies around here at Lanier. He's got a nice lead too. Let's look at this battle side by side. Joel Moeller, the number 7. He's way down on the bottom. He's got that green and black number 22 of James Johns. Johns gets a little squirrely coming off of the corner. They almost get tangled up. That 98 of Bryce Wold. Looking good for our leader up front, Rodney Shockley. Oh, trouble. A green and black machine. Not sure who that was. Was that James Johns? I believe it was. Yes, it was. We'll bring out the caution here for the first time tonight. Oh, they get tangled together. The 98, Bryce Wold, and looks like Joey Durbin. I think they got tangled up. James Johns in the pits. Let's go see what he did wrong. He did something, didn't he? There we go. Watch that green and black number 22. He's up on the high side, riding the rim, gets tangled up into the wall and into that pit entry and back, or well, you know what I mean. The entry to the racetrack, I guess. Big trouble for James. Not very good, but we are under caution. Top Notch Entertainment says, I think the bottom is coming in. Maybe. I think it is too. It's definitely going to be bottom or top. There ain't going to be no middle, I don't think. Well, you know, what do I know anyways? I don't know anything about this stuff. I've been working on it. I tell you what needs to happen. A race between me, and then the boys at Checkers and Wreckers. That's what needs to happen. Green flag waves. It's going to be 3 laps to go. Top 4 spots will advance to the B main and get another shot at, oh, the leader in the wall. Big trouble. And he is on his side back there. The 46 battling Jimmy Barr is on the bottom, battling Bryce Wold for the lead. Looks like the bottom may be coming in. He gets a little squirrely, both of them. Joe Moeller behind him. They both come off turn 4 sideways. That allows Bryce Wold to lead that time by. And let's watch this final transfer spot. John Etheridge sitting in it in 4th. Oh, he gets tangled up at the end. Was that Jason Ferguson or Joey Durbin? I think it was Jason Ferguson. Either way, dang, on that was quick. The B main, which is my favorite race of the night besides the feature, is coming up right now. And there's a lot of fast drivers out on the racetrack. So let's talk about them. The B main, 5 drivers will advance to the feature race here tonight. And it's going to be Ross Carrenta starting on the pole. On his outside, he's going to have Chris Berger. That's in row number 1. Row number 2 is going to be GJ Boydell in that 014 machine. He's going to have Jason McSparron alongside him. And row number 3, Ryan Smith and Trevor Shaw. Row number 4 is going to be Brent Allen and Eddie Underwood. Row 5, Dustin Hall way back there on the inside of Jacob Prilliman. And row number 6, Blake Deppinett and Dan Stevens. Row number 7 is going to be Ryan Honeycutt and Bryce Wode. Row number 8, Jimmy Barr and Joel Moeller. Row 9, John Etheridge. As we get set to go green, B-Main, top 5 advance to the feature. It's clobber time, baby. Here we go. Green flag waves. Ross Carrenta sends us into turn number 1, and he's got a pack of wild animals right behind him. Look at this 4-wide battle. Trevor Shaw makes some contact there. I'm not saying it was Trevor's fault, just saying contact with Trevor Shaw. Trevor Shaw gets more contact, ends up in the wall. Trevor Shaw might not be in this one after that. He's going to have to see a caution, but we'll see what happens. Right now, Ross Carrenta is way out in front of Chris Berger. Way out in front. I hear trouble out on the racetrack. Caution is out. Oh no, the 38. Wow. That's Jason McSparron on his side. I'm not sure if that's the initial reason we're under caution, but we'll take a look. See? It could possibly be, let's see. Let's try it one more time. Oh, John, there it is. Right there is why we're under caution initially. The 421. And you see the leader just barely squeezed by. It looked like that was Ross Carrenta. It might not have been. It might have been Sean Stevens. Let's check in on our top 5. Right now, it is Ross Carrenta, Chris Berger, GJ Boydell, Brent Allen. And it looks like Dustin Hall or Eddie Underwood. Oh, right. We'll find out right here. All right, I believe the lights are off on the pace car, so we'll go back green. Hey, I'm a big fan of Boydell, man. I tell you what, the 014, if you don't know him, you better open your eyes. He's out there flying around this thing. Green flag waves once again. Not the restart that I usually see, but definitely a unique restart. Boydell out there. He's got a picture on the top of his machine. Let's look at these guys, man. They weaving through traffic, making things happen. We're watching it a little bit further back. Oh, the 4 of Eddie Underwood gets tangled up. John Etheridge's gonna make it by. Not sure what the heck happened there. Maybe we can watch it again. Why not? We're under caution, and I like watching wrecks. So let's see it. Wow, there it is. There was trouble before that too, though. Let's see if we can get that. No? Oh, nasty hit into the inside wall there for Eddie Underwood. And he gives Looks like Barr, or maybe. I don't know who it is. Honestly. To be honest, I didn't know. It might have been Barr. Jimmy. Let's find out. No, it wasn't Jimmy Barr. I don't know. My apologies, Jimmy Barr. All right, we're getting ready to go back green, which should be the final time here in this B main. The top 5 is going to advance, and Ross Carenta wastes no time getting on that loud pedal as he sends us back into turn number 1, slideways here on Slide Job Sunday. The number 2 of Chris Berger sitting comfortably in that number 2 spot there off of turn number 2. Brent Allen, Blake Deppinett, and Ryan Smith. Your top 5 as it sits right now. The white flag is out, so this is the final time around the racetrack for these 5 drivers, and it looks like it's gonna go down right here, and that's gonna do it for the B main. Ross Carenta, Chris Berger, Brent Allen, Blake Deppinett, and Ryan Smith. Your top 5. All right, we got 5 minutes of final practice time. So here's what I want to do while we got a minute. If you have a driver that you want to talk to, just let me know this. Let me know 2 things. Who is it? And what do you want to ask them? That's all I want to know. And if I can find them on the radio, then we'll get a quick interview in with your favorite driver. And I'm taking it first come, first serve. All right, so one thing I know is in qualifying, I seen a 12.9 as the fastest lap. Now we're up into the 13.8. So that's about a whole second difference in lap times. And as you can see in this shot right here, look at the darkness in the corners of how slick it's getting out there. And it's not going to get any better here tonight for this one. And it is going to be, looks like 35 lap main event here tonight. All right, well, first one is going to be from Ray Riggleman. Let's see if we can find Mr. JD Brown. They call him Downtown JD Brown. JD, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy? Hey man, got a question for you, man, from somebody that's out there watching, man. Ray Ringelman said, are you going to be able to run that bottom and win this thing? And what's the track like, man? How's it feeling for you? What's your chance in pulling off that victory? Wow, that's surprising. Okay, well, hey, good luck, and keep her out of the fence. All right, well, hey, man, you got people out there rooting for you, so good luck. You got it, buddy. All right, that was JD Brown. He said he's going to be up top, man. Do you believe that? I don't. I really thought that they were going to be on the bottom of the racetrack, but apparently things are changing up there in Lanier. Austin Anderson. Hey man, we got a minute left. Come on, Zane. What you want to ask him? Yeah, we can get on the radio with Austin. That's for sure. So hey man, if you got a question you want to ask him, you let me know what it is, and we'll dial him up on the radio. We'll see what he thinks about it. Look, first of all, let's check in on Austin Anderson. Right now, riding up top right next to that wall in that 23. Don't mess with Texas. JIR Motorsports 305 sprint car here in practice. 30 seconds left. And let's do it. Austin Anderson is Jay Weezy. You got a copy? Hey man, looks like you're riding up top there fairly well. Looks slick out there, man. Got a question, man. Can you win the big show? And are you going to run at the top or the bottom? That's coming from Facebook. Oh.
Depends on your situation on the track, but as far as, you know, do I think I can win? I don't think I'd show up to the race if I didn't think I could win. We're looking good in points right now. It's pretty early in the season, but I think we're really shaping up to be pretty good, you know?
Absolutely. Hey, man, well, good luck to you out there tonight. And I can't wait to see what you pull off here tonight.
All right, I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody back home supporting myself as well as the Monsters of Dirt. We really appreciate it. We appreciate what you do too, Jay Weezy.
Hey, man, we appreciate you and all the great racing that goes on here, man. So, hey, I can't wait to see this one tonight. And what team was that?
Thanks, buddy.
What team was you with?
I'm with Dark Horse Motorsports.
All right, I'll see if I can get you back where you belong.
Well, no, you can just drop me in the. I'll get it. I got it.
All right. Well,
thank you, buddy.
We'll do the starting grid then. The feature race here tonight for the
Monsters of Dirt.
The Twisted Motorsports Slide Job Sunday. The JIR Motorsports 305 Sprint Car Series here. 35 laps coming up. And your starting grid. Bryce Bailey and Chris Sabasque in row number 1. And row number 2, it's going to be Hayden Cardwell and Robert Satterfield. Row 3, we got Austin Anderson and Ryan Stillwell. And row number 4, Josh Gaiman and Anthony Cottle. Row number 5 is going to be Dustin Helms and Garrett Niebergy. And row number 6, Al Baducci and Josh Indick. Row number 7 is going to be Justin Williams and Dan Cummings Jr. And row number 8, we got Jeremy Isabel and Steven Calavoda. Row number 9, J.D. Brown and Jacob Todd. Row 10 is going to be Brian Weideman and Jake Hoffman. Row 11, we got Ross Carenta and Chris Berger. And row 12, Brent Allen, Blake Deppinett. Ryan Smith's going to round out your starting grid. Green flag. Boy, look at this. They are mixing it up. What a start here to the first show for the 305 sprint cars. So much action that I couldn't have called it all, so I just kind of let it play out for a second. I hope you don't mind that. Up front, Hayden Cardwell is your leader. Austin Anderson, Bryce Bailey, Josh Gaiman, and Chris Sabasque is your top 5 after that little quick run. And we are under caution. So let's go look. Let's find out what we're under caution for here for the first caution of the night. Look like a 4 or 5 wide tangle up here on the backstretch, and look at the 10 of Ross Carenta. He flips it around and knocks the whole front end off of his 305, his JIR Motorsports 305 sprint car. Big tangle up. Let's watch it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars right there, side by side there on the backstretch, and we'll go back live up front where it's going to be Austin Anderson and Bryce Bailey. Austin Anderson is your leader, unless Bryce Bailey's picking the top. I mean, you know, whatever. We'll find out right here. All right, Austin Anderson sends us to the green. on our first restart of the night. As they come down the backstretch, Austin Anderson throws it to the bottom. Awful dusty out there. These guys kicking up a lot of dust. So it kind of makes it hard to see what's going on. But I see a couple cars in the wall. Not Robert Satterfield, because Satterfield's nowhere near the wall. He's down on the bottom like Anthony Cottle in that 99. These guys trying to run the top, but just can't do it without getting into the wall. That's why I like running the bottom, honestly. Because you're far away from the wall, you have nothing to worry about. Besides somebody riding the wall and wearing you out real good. We're under caution for the second time tonight, and I'm not sure why. So we're gonna hit the magic button. Believe I found our culprit. Let's ride on board. Oh, it gets sideways there and then tries to throw it off into the corner and clips the exit of pit road there. And that is the number 3 of Jake Hoffman. That's why we're under caution right now. Sorry about the interview with JD. I know you didn't hear him, but I'll tell you what he said. He said he's going to be running in the top. That's what he said. That's really all he said. The guy's a man of few words, and yeah, he sounded like he didn't want to talk to me. So, what can I do? I saved you the trouble of having to hear him talk. How about that? Green flag waves once again. Austin Anderson, your leader. Josh Gaiman, Bryce Bailey, Robert Satterfield, and Chris Sabasque as they make their way through turns number 1 and 2 on this restart. Cottle, he gets a little shaken up there on the exit. JD Brown may have gotten to the back of him. JD in the middle right now. He said he was going to be up top, but he's going to be down there. They call him downtown JD Brown. He probably has figured out that the top's just too risky to run. And there's only a few running the top, one of them being Chris Sabasque, this 36 car right here. And there's a couple there, but not many at all. Let's go up front because our leader is Bryce Bailey. Austin Anderson turns over the lead to Bryce Bailey, and Josh Gaiman is still comfortably in that 3rd position. And it looks like Anthony Cottle is going to be sent around there. It looked like it was. Let's find out if that was actually him. And I believe it was. Here we go. He's running in the middle of a three wide sandwich, and it looks like that bottom lane kicked sideways. May have not given enough room, or that bottom lane may have just came up. Not sure. I don't know how you guys come up with who's at fault, but I don't agree with it most of the time either way. All right. We are back live here. The pace trucks running around the racetrack, and they are ready to go back green, but the pace trucks says otherwise. I believe the lights are off this time, so we're gonna get ready to go back green. 18 of 35, so that means we have just passed halfway through our 3rd race of the season for the JIR Motorsports 305 Sprint Car Series here on Twisted Motorsports Slide Job Sunday. We got a 360 race coming up after this, so get ready, because we getting dirty. Because tonight we getting dirty. All right, Gaiman looks to be moving to the top. I don't think he was the leader. What happened to Bryce Bailey? Does anybody know what happened to Bryce Bailey? All right, here we go. 15 laps to go, and Austin Anderson is your leader with that big old "Don't Mess with Texas" sign on the top of his 305 sprint car. Josh Gaiman is riding comfortable in that number 2 spot. There is a 3-way battle. JD Brown, Robert Satterfield, Al Baducci up in the mix. Got a couple Twisted Motorsports cars, and we got a bad racing machine of JD Brown. JD starting to pull away. JD sitting in third as he's riding right now. We got a side-by-side battle here. The Carolina Flyer on his way up through the field. That is Dustin Helms. He's caught up with 2 of his teammates in those Twisted Motorsports machine, Al Baducci and Robert Satterfield. That 07 of Hayden Cardwell running the top side, trying to make his way around. Those two almost caused a little bit of an accident there. And he is having a lot of trouble up top. Don't think he's going to be able to get it done. Satterfield, Baducci right there. Dustin Helms on the bottom. Austin Anderson trying to hold off up front. Josh Gaiman. Let's watch this side-by-side battle between these two because it's for the lead, and JD Brown's got that top side wound up in 1 and 2, and then he goes to the bottom in 3 and 4. Last time by, JD Brown was a tick quicker than our 2 drivers up front, but Austin Anderson and Josh Gaiman have been going at it side by side, so that might be slowing them down just a little bit, allowing JD Brown to catch up to him. Just under 10 laps to go. It's going to be 8 to go this time by. That time, JD Brown back to the high side in 1 and 2, and the bottom in 3 and 4. And was a tick slower than our 2 drivers up front. So, interesting. 2 totally different lines and through 1, 2, and then the same lap time. So, that's a little... Well, not the exact same, but only off by 1,000th or so. That time, the leaders ran a 5 or a 5.8. JD Brown with a 7.6, so JD starting to drop back a little bit. And this battle for the lead continues between Austin Anderson and Josh Gaiman. Gaiman, your champion in the 360 sprint cars, but he's going for it in the 305s. If he can get around Austin Anderson and take the lead, I'm sure he'd be happy about that. But a lot of people out there watching wouldn't be too happy. Austin Anderson getting it done right now with a 6.19. Last time, Josh Gaiman with a 5.98. So 21 thousandths of a second faster was Josh Gaiman. Gaiman back to the top. That time, 0.3 of a second slower than our leader, Austin Anderson. So Austin's got this thing figured out on the bottom. Let's look. Josh Gaiman is second. JD Brown third. Dustin Helms in fourth. Robert Satterfield has made it past a few of his teammates. Al Baducci dropping back. He's back to 10th. The checkered flag's waving, and Austin Anderson's going to get the win. Congratulations to Austin. Great race for him. He was really getting it there towards the end. Don't mess with Texas. Congrats. Good job. All right, let's do it. Our race results for tonight, and don't go nowhere. We got driver interviews coming up. It's going to be Austin Anderson, Josh Gaiman, and JD Brown. So you don't want to miss that. Then we're going to move on. We're going to go to the 360 sprint cars. And they're going to USA, by the way. That's going to be interesting. All right, there's your results. Anderson, Gaiman, and Brown, your top 3. Dustin Helms, Robert Satterfield, Garrett Nieberge, Chris Berger, DCJ, Al Baducci, Steven Calavoda is your top 10. Chris Sabaski, Blake Deppinett, Josh Indick, Jacob Todd, Justin Williams, Ross Carenta, Jeremy Isabel, Brent Allen, Ryan Stillwell, and Hayden Cardwell drops back to 20th. Wow. Bryce Bailey, Bryant Weideman, Anthony Cottle, Jake Hoffman, and Ryan Smith rounds out your field. And before we do that, let's talk about this one more time, because tonight, coming into tonight's race, the points were Bryce Bailey was only ahead of Ryan Stillwell by 10. Austin Anderson and JD Brown was tied for that number 3 spot. All right. So your points leader tonight, Bryce Bailey, he's going to finish 21st. And Ryan Stillwell and Austin Anderson, Austin won this thing. Well, Ryan Stillwell fell back to 19th. So that's going to give Austin Anderson your points lead, and JD Brown should be second. And that's if you're interested into the points for the 305 series. So let's do it. Let's talk about what happened out there with our drivers. Starting off tonight, it's going to be the driver of the 14. And his name is Downtown JD Brown. That was Austin Anderson. Oh, man. I got to deal with looking at Austin's pick. All right, let's see if we can find Mr. JD. JD, you got a copy?
Sure do.
What a night for you out there. For one, you started 17th and you finished 3rd, so you passed a lot of cars on the racetrack, man. What was the easiest way to get by those guys? And how it looked like you was running the top in 1 and 2 and the bottom in 3 and 4. Was you searching for something and never found it, or did you know what you liked?
Yeah, well, the top in 1 and 2 is working pretty good, like, for a while there, and it finally just started falling off there. Like, that's where I wanted to run. I was wishing it was better, because I felt good up there and compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
Racing, I felt like I was one of the better guys up there, so just wish it was better up top compared to the bottom.
Yeah, I didn't see a whole lot of people running the top and then going to the bottom in 3 and 4 like that. And well, I seen your teammate Hayden Cardwell was struggling running the top, and he ends up finishing way back in the back. You think if you'd have just stuck to the bottom, man, you'd have had something for them? Because you got all the way up to their back bumper, and then they started to pull away from you there towards the end when you was searching around.
Maybe just you can't really pass when it's one group on the bottom like that is the only issue. So maybe we could have stayed with them, but passing would have been real hard. Just can't do much when it's just around the bottom and the top's not there like it was tonight.
Hey, man, well, you did a heck of a job. You passed a lot of sprint cars out there tonight, and you come home on the podium, finishing 3rd. So you're looking good in the points. Congrats on your finish tonight. Anybody want to thank?
You, Wheezy, for NSR TV, for doing the broadcast as always and supporting us. Dustin all for making cars look great like always, and Checkers and Records for coming on board and supporting us this year. Absolutely.
Hey, man, good job tonight. Can't wait to see you in the next one.
Thank you.
All right, that was Downtown JD Brown. I call him the GOAT. That's what I call him. All right, we're going to talk to the champ in the 360s. If we can find him on the radio. Josh Gaiman, man. Haven't talked to him in quite a while, so I'd like to talk to him. Should be interesting. All right, let me get him on the radio. Excuse me. Josh Gaiman, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. Haven't talked to you in a while, champ. Good job tonight. Started 7th. Finished 2nd. What was the biggest struggle out there on the racetrack for you?
Just the car was bogging super bad, so it was rough to run the bottom, but there was really nothing anywhere else on the track. I tried everything I could to get by Anderson, but there was just you'd be down in the grip and he's out in the slick and pulling away from me. So I don't know, nothing really I could really do.
Yeah, that's kind of what JD said when we was talking to him. He said, he was searching around to find something because, one lane around the bottom like that, it's really hard to pass. And I guess you saying it just confirms that he's right. So track position, very important. You had a fast race car, man. You think anything else would have gave you a shot at it?
I got caution.
Absolutely. Hey, congrats on your finish. And I haven't talked to you in a while. How's it feel being the champ?
Yeah, man. Getting it last season was pretty cool.
You got it in the 360s, right?
305s. It was
Oh,
305s.
all right.
I was
So I
close
got
to
it
the
backwards.
360s, but Dustin got that now.
Well, you almost
Hopefully,
got it in both of them.
Yeah. Hopefully we can do something this season. I know last week I had a pretty rough week. I had to skip out on the 360s, and 305s didn't go so great, but we're gonna see what we can do.
Yeah, man. Well, we're going to USA here in a minute, so good luck tonight.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Absolutely. See you on the podium.
Hopefully.
All right, that was Josh Gaiman. He finished second here tonight. Let's move on to our winner. This man right here. Look at that picture. Ooh, poor fella. Let's talk to him. Austin, it's Jay Weezy. You got me?
Yeah, I got you a copy.
Man, I tell you what, you're one fine fella. I can't help but to look at your picture. But hey, man, you started fifth. You kept it out front. I know the guys that I just talked to said it was very hard to pass when it's down on the bottom like that. So track position a key. How'd you get the lead?
Well, the first start, they had a kind of a botched start. But the car, it felt like I was on a spaceship, and really tried to do what I could do. And I just in the right place at the right time. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah.
And I know they touched on the track, maybe not having grip where it should and everything like that. But last time I checked, this is simulation, and right now this is what we got, and I just put it on them. That's the last time I checked it.
Absolutely. You're right. Hey, man, you got what you got, and you made it work. You did it. You won tonight here for race number 3. I look to see you in victory lane quite a few times this season. You got a lot of people out there, a lot of great people that watch and support you. So you got to win in for them. So you definitely got to thank those. You got a lot of support, man. You're a likable guy.
Well, I sure do appreciate it, man. I definitely want to get a shout out to everybody who supports me. I got a lot of friends back home. I'm in the military, so a lot of friends back home watch. A lot of family members. I got a sponsor, W5 Ranch out here in Texas. He gives me free venison. It's a great ranch. And he, put him on the car, and want to thank JIR Motorsports. They've really helped me fine-tune my simulation skills and my virtual skills. But this has been a long time coming. I haven't won since season 1 of Monsters of Dirt, and that was when the league was still building. There wasn't a lot of competition. So to have somebody like Joshua Gaiman behind me and JD Brown come through the field, and they couldn't get around me, and I just drove them a race, that feels really good. And
that's right.
We're just going to move on and keep on keeping on. You know what I mean?
I like what I'm hearing, man. Great minds think alike. He said, hey, you want the lead? Come and take it. You want the AR? Come and take it. Hey, good job tonight. Right. Congrats on the win. And hopefully you can make it 2 in a row, man. We're headed to USA in the 360s. You think you got something for them?
Well, I got something for them, but it might not take the lead. Them open setups and sprint cars are real hard. This is not a car that I drive a lot, but I do enjoy the 305s. But I'm going to try. I mean, everybody, we're going to see what we can do in the 360s, but more so we're going to have fun. Especially, there was a lot of pressure riding on myself leading the race, and just trying not to freak out. But, it's racing. I don't care if it's simulation or virtual or whatever you want to call it. We're still racers, and that's what we do, and that's what we love. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, and when things happen, say like what happened to Bryce Bailey, he was very fast out there tonight, but things happen in the real world. Things happen in simulation, and it's just like a mechanical failure on the racetrack. He goes out, and that opened the door up for you guys, man. So, hey, man, you took the opportunity, you took the bull by the horns, as they would say in Texas, and
that's right.
You got it done, man. Congrats. Anybody else you want to thank?
No, man, I think you always put on a good show. I know everybody that watches, they love your broadcasts. I know I do myself. Checkers and Records, I want to give a shout out to them as well. They're great podcasts, and I love going on their show when they'll allow me to. And just like you said, we got to take the bull by the horns, and God bless Texas.
That's right, man. Hey, you got it done tonight. Your winner, Austin Anderson. Hey, and I love you guys back. Just saying, I love you guys back, man. Good job tonight.
Thanks again, man.
You got it, buddy. All right, that was Austin Anderson, as you know, the winner here. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And a great show here by Monsters of Dirt. All the drivers that showed up tonight did a phenomenal job. And of course, they couldn't do it without all the great people out there like you guys and gals that are watching. And anybody that supports us here at SRTV Network or the Monsters of Dirt, like all these great people here you see on the screen. So, hey, you want to watch another good one? We're headed over to USA International Speedway, and we're going to break out the 360s. So if you want to see us getting dirty one more time tonight here for the Twisted Motorsports Slide Job Sunday, the JIR Motorsports 305 Sprint Car Series, we're headed to USA. See you there.